So I want you to write, okay, C8, mathematical modeling. Okay, mathematical modeling. So your mathematical modeling thing, right? They already mentioned the word model. Model. So it means you're going to come up with something that represents the situation, something like that. Like a role model. You see that? Let's say you want to be a role model to the school. So you have to clean, prefect. Hey, so role model. Then when you come into like mathematical modeling, so they already say model, so it means you're going to come up with something so everybody can use. Basically means formula. So mathematical modeling. So of course, when you come into mathematical modeling, and I remember in November week 4, I've been saying that this topic is a bit crazy and don't read textbook. And when I say don't read textbook for chapter 8, you know what? So those super strong students, they hand itchy one, they go and read. Then some of them, I mean not some, majority regret. Teacher, serious, maths will come out these kind of things. I don't want to tell you. I said don't read, you go and read. Hey. So like real, don't read it. I will show you, we will read together. You don't read it yourself. Okay. Now the rest of the topic, you should read it. I mean, as in those, remember I said we have this thing called mind stimulation in your textbook. Read that please. But then chapter 8, don't read first. You read with me. Okay, so the next thing will be the first thing we're going to write together is like that very important mathematical modeling, right again. Mathematical, you need the title, everyone. Mathematical modelings. 6 important, you write there, important components. Important components. So we're going to write the 6 now together. Okay, together. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. Right. Okay, we're going to start writing the 6. And as I write, you might experience something like, teacher, what is this? It's okay. We write it first. And even if I explain it, you might be, teacher, got relation, man? Same thing. Okay, together, all right. Identifying, come quick. Identifying and defining the problem. So problem, you write bigger, problems. Okay, now of course, after you're identifying and defining the problems, you will quickly get into making assumption. Okay, making assumptions. So what you're going to do is that your assumption, you underline the S, and identifying. So you go there, identifying. Okay, identifying the variables. Okay, variables. Then what you do is that, can you see all those like capital letter one? Now, so this one I want you to circle problems. You circle variables. Okay, continue. Okay, then the next thing, number 3, you're going to quickly write applying mathematics. So that's why just now I said, when you see all these words that I write it out for you, right? You'll be like, you might have a feeling of, teacher, what is all this about? Okay, so like, what's so many sentences there? Now, so you're going to circle mathematics. Okay, later we're going to relate to a situation. Okay, we're going to relate to a situation. Okay, you circle mathematics. And then number 4, you're going to write there verifying and interpreting solutions. So come quickly, right? Solutions, circle. Okay, in the context of the problem. So the reason why I write full sentence for you, okay, full sentence, is just to show you eventually, if let's say your teacher really teach you in your form 5, I mean, I already said 70% will teach you. Yeah, okay, there's a reason. Okay, there's a reason, of course. So when you come into this situation, you notice the sentence is kind of long, right? So eventually when you see it, if your teacher teach you, you will be like, oh, this is the one. So basically we focus on the keywords only. Okay, number 5, it will be refining. Okay, so refining, capital. Okay, refining the mathematical model. Okay, model. Then the next one will be reporting, bigger, reporting the findings. Okay, reporting the findings, circle, reporting the findings. Okay, now, so all the 6 things is there already. All the 6 things is there already. So after you finish everything, I'm pretty sure some of you still writing it. I will mention those keywords one more time. The first one is about defining problems. Okay, the first one is about problems. Second is about what? Assumption, identifying variables. Okay, variables. Variable means what? It means something where it will change the situation's final answer. For maths, of course, we have final answer. That's why I always say the word final answer. Or maybe it will change the result. Okay, so variable is something that it will change the result. Okay, now, then of course, applying mathematics. Mathematics is where the context is from form 1 to form 5. And next, verifying, interpreting solution. Solution means you come up with something where it represents the whole thing already. I mean, after you apply mathematics. And basically, solution is more to like function related. Function means a formula. Okay, then finally, refining. Refining is to check whether your solution, your function is like workable or not, according to the context. And finally, we report the finding means you confirm with the answer, something like that. That's why I said when I write everything, when I roughly explain it, you might stuck there like, teacher, what the heck is this? Okay, now, but never mind. I will come up with an example to explain the situation. Okay, now the situation is like this. I'm going to mention it to you. I want you to prepare your chat and you're going to answer me, okay? Now, So if let's say I'm going to come up with something state paper related. What do you mean by state paper related? So many years, right? I flipped through so many states paper, SPM paper. I noticed there is no question in state or maybe SPM paper that actually, how to say, it fascinates me to like, oh, this is, whoa, one of the very powerful mathematical modeling. Remember I said, don't read textbook because the example behind is kind of extreme. And if you think the question actually comes out that way, trust me, what you do is that you're gonna, how to say, imagine if let's say you're a super strong student, you'll be like, whoa, actually math's quite hard, huh? No, it's still easy. Then for weak students, they'll be like, wow, teacher, serious, serious, oh my gosh, I'm gonna fail already. So that's what they thought, Later I will show you, I'll definitely show you, but I said I will show together with you so I can tell you whether this will come out or not. Okay, so that's why. As I see, I already said state paper, past paper didn't come out something fascinating me before. So one of the questions where it's quite obvious is a mathematical modeling question is where they use the word model a function. Then I know mathematical modeling. So the question goes like this. I will mention it to you, and you're gonna come up with a function for me, okay? And I will try to relate to the sixth situation so that you get a real process of what is that. Okay, everyone. So the question looks like this. Let's say Howen. Okay, let's say Howen. So wait. Sorry, wait, Howen. Girl or boy? Because like yesterday form 5, I call a person which is Yongyi, Yongyi. I said, hey, Yongyi. Then I use these students as an example, and I use the word she. Then suddenly Yongyi said, teacher, I'm a boy. I was Howen, boy or girl? Nani, you don't know? Okay, I will assume you as girl lah. Huh? Okay. Now, so Howen, Howen is a boy. So everyone, Howen is a boy, huh? Okay, so Howen likes gardening. I mean, the SPM question works like this. I will tell you exactly what they mentioned. Okay, then after that, you're going to tell me the answer, okay? So the SPM question comes up with the story. It says, okay, there's a person called Howen, likes gardening. So he goes to a nursery and buy a pot of plant. Okay, buy a pot of plant. And the pot of plant, the plant's initial height, look at the word, the plant's initial height is 20 cm. Okay, the plant's initial height is 20 cm. And the gardener in the nursery mentioned that, I mean, there's a conversation comes out really. I remember the question is like this. He says, Howen, make sure you water the plant and put the plant under sunlight to achieve growth rate of 2 cm per day. I remember the question looks like that. To achieve a growth rate of 2 cm per day. Then Howen says, no problem, goodbye, then go already. Then the question states that model, look at the word, model a function to the above context. If y equals to the total height of the plant and x equals to number of days, full stop. Students, tell me the answer. Yeah, I mentioned it before, Melanie. I mentioned it before. So it's quite obvious that you can tell me the answer. Yeah, because there's only one question in Selangor. I mean, in state paper, oh my gosh, super easy. But then, of course, like what I mentioned, because of this one question that comes out only, then I give up this topic. I think it's quite bad. Because the questions ideology, the questions level in publisher is quite high on, I mean, it will improve students' understanding towards mathematics. I mean, overall. But eventually, whether it will come out or not, very low chance. Okay, let me tell you, the answer is what, the answer is y equals to 20 plus 2x. Y is the total height, the original height is 20 cm, correct not? And 2 cm is per day, X is number of days, So 2 cm times, let's say 5 days, 2 times 5, then 10 cm total growth, then plus 20 cm, then it becomes 30 cm already after 10 days. After 5 days, right? Right? So we managed to model a function already. The function is y equals to 20 plus 2x. Then you know what's the next question that Selangor paper comes out? So part B, it says, tell me the total height of the plant after 100 days. After 100 days. Then it will be y equals to 20 plus 2 multiplied by 100. So your total height becomes 220 cm. So this is the only mathematical modeling question where it fascinates me. But then I already said fascinate means I notice it. But the rest of it, I don't even notice it because it's like more to paper 1. Yeah, it's like something simple about the 6th component. They ask you to rearrange the 6th component. So something like that. Okay, now so students, I already tell you a situation according to Selangor paper, Okay, according to Selangor paper. Now, I will move this away. Okay, wait, let me ask first. Just a few students, actually 3 3 students didn't reply. Actually, the students that reply, I would say 80% correct. Just a few students write some minor mistake. Like, Melanie, you got the idea already? Because the 2 that you write, you didn't multiply with x. Just that part only. Yeah, so a few students, I think that's a small mistake because You need to form a function, but then inside you have to do some fine tuning. Okay, then back to the situation, everybody. Back to the situation. Now what I do is that I will show you another different style question. Different style question. You know, eventually you're going to form formula. Because chapter 8 I already mentioned to you, done. I mean, things that you need to know, I mentioned already. So we left weird questions. The more questions we go through, the higher level we can. The more creative we will become. Because I already said chapter 8 is like, it can be here and there. Like suddenly talk about quadratic, suddenly talk about y equals x plus c, suddenly compound interest. Yeah, so it's like here and there. Okay, here and there. So there's no fixed topic that it will help you out. Unlike your variation, direct variation only, inverse variation only, or maybe you do your standard deviation, it's like pure standard deviation, or maybe sometimes you put some mean. Very predictable. This one not predictable. You have to read, then only you can start predicting them. Now, so back to the planting thing, everyone. The planting thing. So what do I mean by identifying and defining the problems? Do you notice just now when Howen entered the nursery? So the first thing he do is that, okay, yes, he managed to select a plant. Okay, so that's the what's it called? The plant that he want to buy lah. So if I say we're going to talk about identifying and defining the problem, can you tell me what are the possible problems that you will state out according to the given question? According to the given question, the first thing you might write to me will be the height of the plant. Because eventually when you buy a plant is to make sure they grow. So you need to know the height of the plant and the growth rate of the plant. I mean, that's the problem for now. Then second, what is making assumption and identifying the variable? Meaning you look at the context from the problem and you try to identify potential variables. Variable means something that it will affect the result. One of the main result, I mean, you can use unknown to represent. Why we need unknown to represent? Because this is mathematics. If let's say the question is about physics, then you will be applying physics concepts. If let's say accounting, then you use accounting standards. So that's why you see our number 3 is to do mathematics to solve the problem. It means from form 1 to form 5 situation. So back to the variable. So the variable that they managed to identify for you, because the question already give it to you. The question says what? Y, the total height. They give you a variable, right? Not. Then what else? They get you the what? The number of days. That's the variable. Okay. Then the next one, student, what is applying mathematics there? They really tell you. They say model a function. So you're actually applying your form 1 to form 5 knowledge, and you told me that the answer is 20 plus 2x. You applied y equals mx plus c. You applied y equals mx plus c. And you already got the solution. And do you know how you verify and interpret the solution? There, just now your part B, can you see they say 100 days? They say what? They say find me the height after 100 days. You told me 220, correct? But of course, we haven't really verified yet. So we have to wait until that 100 days. Then we will know the solution very workable or not. So that's called verifying and interpreting. So verifying means you're gonna make sure the solution actually works. So that's why what happens is that maybe you wait a few days and see whether the growth rate correct or not. Whether you can achieve that similar height or not, something like that. That's called verifying the solutions. Refining means if let's say you notice it's wrong, then you redo the function. Then after that, reporting finding means confirm really the answer is correct. So that's why the given question just now about the planting thing, okay, normal. You didn't really use like everything. It's just that I'm trying to relate it for you. Okay, now students, I'm gonna stop here for a while. We try one question. You try one question on your own. I want to see how many of you managed to get it yourself. I will leave it over here. You look at the question. Okay, come. Let me write the answer for you all. Okay, good. A few students actually got small error, but I didn't mention your name yet. So I'm gonna write the question now. Okay, so everyone, I assume that you read already. So I will get into the question now. P equals to 0.26x. So a lot of students missed out x. Not a lot of students, a few. Like 2. A few is 2. Okay, so Samantha, right? Samantha, okay? You missed out the x only. And then another one is Harshini. Just the x thing. Because you have to times with the number of minutes. Then only you can get the total payment. Correct? Okay, Then of course students will say, teacher, I thought they say function. You don't have to write this one, man? The answer is for SPM. So far I see the schema they didn't mention. Then if your school teacher teach you about this thing, right, during your form 5, then if your teacher say, oh, you must write, then better you write, because your trial exam your teacher. But SPM schema nobody cares. So the next one B, Q equals to 20 plus 10x, 0.1x. Or maybe this. Okay, Ken? Then after that, C is the part. C, I will explain it this way, everybody, for C. How many minutes of call should IRA use in a month so that the postpaid plan is worthy than prepaid? Now, I write this first, you don't write. For those that you haven't do it yet. This is obviously the total price for prepaid. I mean the function for prepaid. Okay, and this is the function or maybe the total payment for your postpaid lah. Okay, so students, if I put equal, right, 0.26x minus 0.1x, the right, huh? So what is your answer for x? 125. See, if your answer is 125, it means postpaid use 125, prepaid use 125, you are paying the same amount. That's why I said no point changing. But if your postpaid it's more than, if your postpaid is more than your prepaid, sorry. If your prepaid more than your postpaid, then worth it. So that's why you see I put this situation. So this is the correct way to present. Okay, then after you get this one, then you have to rewrite. You say, therefore, Ira should change to postpaid if she use more than 125 minutes. Okay, or maybe you can say the minimum usage of the minimum usage must reach 126 minutes in order for Ira to change to postpaid. This is another way to write. Okay, this is another way to write. So far, okay? Can, so this one, okay, not, can accept. So that's why this is like more to mathematical modeling. That's why you see the question is like, I didn't mention to you what to do. Unlike standard deviation, when you see the question, you know something compare. You compare, then you know you have to do mean, you do standard deviation, like quite obvious one. But this one, nothing obvious. You have to use your own knowledge. So whatever things that you know, then you write down. But of course, students will say, teacher, but if I don't write this one, but instead of that, I write this, then I write sentence and tell them, explain to them. Yes. That's why I say no fixed answer. But here and there, the idea is that roughly the same. Okay, come, we try another one. Okay, we try another one like okay one, not that bad one. Okay, now another question where it's more, it's like quite similar to what happened to the Selangor paper about the planting thing. I show it to you now. Okay, this one. They just come up with some weird names to scare like art class student like me lah. Like when you look at the question like chlorella, I don't know how to read lah. So we will stun one, for art class student. But then the question is super easy. Okay, come try this. Simple one, I repeat, very simple question. Don't get stunned by the words, okay? Or maybe like the formulas. Just read it first. At least you experience it a bit. Okay, come. Let's do it, everybody. Let's do it. Cholera and intestinal disease is caused by cholera bacterium. I don't know what the heck is that, but I don't care. Because we care about mathematics, the numbers. That's the main thing. The table shows the number of populations of cholera bacterium in an experiment in the lab. Then they say T shows the hours. 0 hours means originally when you bring the bacteria inside. Then after 1 hour, after 2 hours, after 3 hours, and you notice there's a group there. Model an exponential function. Okay, underline exponential. And I'm going to explain a bit on what is exponential, everybody. Now, so can everyone explain a bit? I mean, definitely there will be some students that understand this thing. When I teach Form 5 students, they actually mention it to me. Can you tell me exponential, what it represents? What's the meaning of exponential? Use like your way to express to me. What is the meaning of exponential? Like the very obvious example I always say, what I always say, I didn't mention to you before what I said. Okay. So exponential growth, there. Your teacher will use the same example when they teach you COVID. The amount of COVID patient, they started with like 1, then you all got shocked. Oh my gosh, COVID finally comes to Malaysia. Then after a few weeks, a few hundreds. Then after a few weeks, oh my gosh, 1,000 already. Then after that, like after a few weeks again, like probably near a month plus, then a few like near 10,000, a few thousand. Then the moment when it reached like 5 digit, the 10,000 thing, right? Then we are like get super hyped. It's like, oh my gosh, it's already 10,000 in Malaysia. And after that, boom, it becomes nobody want to cares about it already because the rate is too high. Then it said, F it, we open it, everybody, we're gonna live with the COVID. Yeah, something like that. So you notice this is what we mean by exponential growth. It means you start off with maybe 1, then after that 1 breaks into 2, then 2 breaks into 4, 4 breaks into what, like 16 and so on. So it's like that's called compound effect, exponential function. Okay, exponential function, exponential growth. It's like you start with a very low growth, then suddenly boom, spike up. That's called exponential. Okay, that one is just to explain the words. Then of course, they already said, yeah, they put a formula there for you already. Ft equals to AO dt. So AO is the original population we know, ma. So the original population 100 lah. Then your D got not. D is the growth rate. Do you have the growth rate? Got. Every 1 hour times 4, ma. So the growth rate is 4 lah. Okay, so that's why some of you might start there like, teacher, where's the growth rate? They didn't mention also. You look at the pattern. You notice the rate is like times 4 times 4. Then T don't have. T don't have because the what time in hours, that's the variable 0, 1, 2, 3. So that's why you form a function already. Then your function is Ft equals to 100 for power T. I notice I rewrite the same thing. Okay, it's the same. Now, so any of you put 400 power T, sure kena. When people put 400, why cannot times together leh? Why cannot leh? Hey, come on, people different base, how you times? Different base, different index. How can you compare them? Okay, so that's the answer lah. Okay, now after that, say calculate the number of population of the bacterium at 8 hour. Ft equals to 100. 4 power T, that's the question, right? So F8 equals to 100. Then 4 power 8. So I'm pretty sure what you get. You get 6 million something on now. So 6553600. Okay, so that's why I say it's not that bad. It's just that student might get stuck on one part only. I mean, overall, that one part is the 4. Okay, but then the multiply 100 and 4 together, that's common mistake. Okay, don't say common, sorry, wait. Okay, so everyone, I don't want to further it because if I further, the question will be like a few times harder already. Okay,